If nothing changes after this, it's because you chose to stay the same. In Atlanta, a city full of energy and ambition, there was a man who felt completely out of sync with everything around him. While others seemed to be moving forward, achieving goals, and building their lives, he felt like he was standing still. Every day looked the same. Wake up, go to work, come home, scroll through his phone, sleep, repeat. At first, it didn't bother him much. He told himself it was just a phase. But as time passed, that feeling started growing stronger. He wasn't just tired, he was stuck. Watching others succeed made it worse. He compared himself constantly. Their progress became his pressure. Their success became his self-doubt. Why am I not where they are? What am I doing wrong? Those questions stayed in his mind, and slowly they started affecting how he saw himself. He began to believe he wasn't capable, that maybe he didn't have what it takes, that maybe this was all his life would ever be. That belief was dangerous, because once you accept it, you stop trying. And that's exactly what happened. He stopped pushing himself, stopped learning, stopped growing. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months. Nothing changed, until one night. He was sitting alone, staring at his screen, scrolling through other people's achievements, and suddenly, something inside him snapped. Not anger, not frustration. Awareness. He realized something simple but powerful. Nothing was going to change unless he changed. No opportunity would magically appear. No motivation would suddenly arrive. No one was coming to push him forward. That truth hit hard. But it also gave him control. For the first time, he stopped blaming circumstances. He stopped comparing. He stopped waiting. And he made a decision. A small one, but real. He would take action. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. The next day, nothing looked different. Same job, same routine, same life. But his mindset had changed. He didn't try to fix everything at once. He focused on one thing: improvement. Small, daily improvement. He started waking up earlier, using his time better, learning instead of scrolling, working on himself instead of comparing himself. At first, it felt slow, almost pointless. There were no big results, no instant success, just effort. But this time, he stayed consistent, even when it was boring, even when it was hard, even when no one noticed. Days passed, then weeks, then months. Slowly, things began to shift. He became more disciplined, more focused, more confident. Not because his life suddenly changed, but because he did. That's the difference most people miss. Change doesn't start outside. It starts inside. Once that happens, everything else follows. Opportunities started appearing, not out of luck, but because he was finally ready for them. People began noticing his growth. But by then, it didn't matter, because he wasn't doing it for them anymore. He was doing it for himself. And that's where real power comes from. So if you're watching this right now, feeling stuck, feeling behind, feeling like nothing is working, understand this. You are not stuck because life is unfair. You are stuck because you haven't decided to move yet. And that's something you can change. Right now. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to start. One step. One action. One decision. Because that's how everything begins. Not with something big, but with something real. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for someone to push you. Be the reason your life changes. Because if you don't, nothing will. And if you do, everything can. So start today. And don't stop. Your future is created by what you choose right now. Make it count.